Alright everyone, and today is Monday Night Raw review from 7/27/2015. I have to say overall the show was pretty intriguing, loads of fun, especially the main event, which I will get further in detail about. But at this time, let's start things off with the segment with the Authority and Seth Rollins. Basically, we get a rundown about how they feel about SummerSlam's card, and how it's all stacking up. They also discussed about SummerSlam being 4 hours, which I think is absolutely great because in the last 2 years I have to say that I believe that SummerSlam has been at the same level as WrestleMania. The other thing that they mentioned is the entire match card for the Monday Night Raw, which was actually pretty decent. Some of the matches were shit, some of them were pretty good. And then the main event, which John Cena came out and discussed about, with trying to get Seth Rollins to defend his world title. Unfortunately, he couldn't get that to happen, and Stephanie McMahon overturned it and switched it to John Cena defending his U.S. title, which was by far probably the greatest match of the U.S. Title Open Challenge. But I'll get into further detail on that as soon as we get to it. So, the first match we get on the card is Big Show versus Dean Ambrose, and Big Show wins by a countout. Wasn't too highly impressed in this match. By this match, excuse me. Improper grammar there. But yeah, I wasn't too keen on this match. The match was kind of slow, dull, and bland. It didn't have the quality it needed, and especially with Big Show being in the match, what do you expect? Big Show is not exactly what you call one of the best wrestlers in professional wrestling. So really the match, in my opinion, was a 2 out of 5 stars, and that's really all I gotta say about that. Next match after that, we had messing up here. Neville facing Fandango, and Neville won this match in less than a minute and 52 seconds. The match was actually pretty decent, well put together in some cases, but the match was kind of short to even really say it was a match. Give it a 3 out of 5 stars at least. Then after that, we went ahead and had a segment with Stardust after the match was over. And he had a little bit of a transformation, I think, in his character. He seems more like a Joker-type character, playing the evil villain, which he's been doing, but he's not, like, so, like, dumb, but he's just playing this evil villain-type Joker character, in my opinion, is what they're trying to go for here. And Neville's playing the Batman, Superman-type character, and they're making, like, a comic book type storyline out of this, which I don't have anything against it, but I really would prefer Cody Rhodes being Cody Rhodes and not Stardust. I think it's really kind of dumb as shit, but hey, I mean, it was kind of interesting a little bit in comparison to what they've done with this character in the past, in the last year or so. So I'm actually pretty satisfied, at least with this type of transformation, but I kind of hope they maybe get him back to being Cody Rhodes at this point and not Stardust. Then after that, we had the first Divas match, which actually was a fantastic match. It was Sasha Banks defeating Paige in a submission. Unbelievable match. Give it a 3.5, maybe even 4 out of 5 stars. On this one. This was probably one of the best one-on-one matches I've seen in the Divas division in quite a while. I mean, we've seen some pretty decent ones, and this one was no different since they've started this Divas Revolution type storyline. And I was really impressed with this match, very into it. Was kind of excited to see this match, and was actually impressed by both Diva matches, which I'll get into the other one later. But it was actually a really fun and enjoyable match to watch. Give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Maybe even I'll be a bit nice here and give it a 4 out of 5. So it was a really good match, well put together. They seemed like they knew exactly what to do in the ring with each other, and they seemed like they had it all well planned out throughout the entire match. I mean, there was a few spots where they looked like they were communicating with each other to let the other one know what they're going to be doing next, I think. But other than that, it was actually a well put together match. You could definitely tell that they were trying to make it as realistic as possible and not look like it was all thrown together and mashed up into one big match and made it look like it was just some scripted match. Even though you could tell, and like I said, in a few spots you could see them talking to each other before they performed a move, but you didn't see it too often. It was just like here and there. But not too bad whatsoever. I was very impressed by this match. So the next match after that, we had the Lucha Dragons. This was, to me, a complete fucking bore fest. I was not intrigued by this match whatsoever. There was nothing that caught my eye. It just was garbage from beginning to end. I fell asleep through most of it, actually. So I didn't even really give a rat's ass about it. So we get a segment from Bray Wyatt. And I have to say, this segment was actually very well done. I remember a long time back last year in May or so, somewhere in that time zone when he had that storyline with John Cena, he actually put this little story together, made up, that he had a dog. And his dog was very friendly to him as a kid and always wanted to be by his side and all those kinds of things that a normal pet would want to do, but he wanted to explore the world and see how things were. So he let it free and let it go. And so when the dog came back, he never left his side, he said, and he said that the dog came back and had a scar from the bottom of his eye to his nose. And it showed the dog that the world is a mean, uncaring place that will chew you up and spit you out, which is very true to life, to be honest with you guys. There's not too many friendly things out there in the world that's going to treat you nice. They're going to knock you down, they're going to put you out, but I mean, there are positives to the world too. I'm not going to say that the world's a complete hell, but yeah, it's not full of goody two-shoe great things. It's got really bad points to it. The world will chew you up and spit you out. And that's pretty much what the segment was all about. He's trying to point out to the WWE audience that once again, another wrestler is pretending to be something he's not. He's not the superhero guy. He's not a guy that's going to go ahead and save everyone and protect them and all this kind of shit from the bad of the world. And he explained why they gave the explanation to why they broke up the Wyatt family, and the whole purpose was to have them split up and go do their own thing and let them do what they want to do. And that was basically the point. They were never really, technically not dealing with each other anymore through storylines. It's just the fact was, see how things go, let them go roam free, and voila, there you go. Pretty, good explanation to why they split them up and everything else. So I kind of appreciate the explanation, the logic behind it, everything else. So it was really a good segment. It also, he's also giving people the idea that, hey, maybe Roman Reigns isn't exactly this nice, kind guy who really cares about Dean Ambrose either, because their whole mission is destroy Roman Reigns, and if he actually gave a damn about Dean Ambrose, he'd let him go and solve his own problem on his own without having and dragging someone else down with him. Because Bray Wyatt's confident in himself and the guys that he's with, that's what's going to happen to Roman Reigns if he keeps fucking with Bray Wyatt, which Bray Wyatt's going to keep doing until he's down and out and he no longer exists. So, I like the build-up in the storyline with Bray Wyatt. It just, the weirdest thing is that there's really nothing I can't really find the words to say about this. It's just like, they don't have any specific reason for this, outside of a stupid match he lost that he felt he should have been in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So, other than that, now they're, like, before it was a lame-o thing, but now they're using that whole lame way of getting it together and turning it into an interesting twist and turn to a really good storyline. But when they first started, it just was pointless, and how you started out is really kind of what matters, and how you end it is what matters. The middle, you can go up and down, have its good and its bads in the storyline, and then once you get to the end, if it's a good ending, who gives a shit, really? But the whole build up towards it to originally starting the storyline was dumb as hell. It didn't have any strong point or reason to doing this. But now they're starting to turn it into something really good. So even though it started out bad, I can appreciate this storyline build up that they got going here. The next thing that we had going on this match was the secondary Divas match between Becky Lynch and Charlotte, defeating Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella. This match was okay. Decent match. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. The only issue is Nikki Bella is garbage. So is Brie Bella. Alicia Fox, she's not exactly the greatest wrestler either, so I wasn't too impressed by them at all in this match. And Becky Lynch gets the win here against Alicia Fox by making her tap out. So it was a decent match overall, though. I definitely give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, I did see some improvement in Nikki Bella's performance in comparison to others, but I think it has a lot to do with who she's working with in the ring, too. But then again, I should, be a little bit more favoring towards her by saying, she's probably improving also besides the people she's working with in the ring. So I definitely think that might have something to do with it as well. After that, we had Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And I have to say this much. This Randy Orton-Kevin Owens match was a shocker. I thought this match was going to be really good, and it turned out to be complete garbage. I mean, real complete garbage. I was not really at all impressed by this. This match was boring as shit. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, I felt like they don't work well together, I don't think. I mean, maybe they could improve it in the next match if they were to have another match with each other in a pay-per-view type quality match, not like a Monday Night Raw show or something, but like have a storyline build it up into a match and something like that. I think would probably make it better, and also have a rhyme and a reason. Sheamus came in the middle of the ring, fucked the whole match up anyway, so it didn't even really make a difference. Sheamus got Kevin Owens disqualified. Kevin Owens walked off, I believe. I don't even fucking remember what happened in that segment. But yeah, overall, that match was complete garbage. I give it a 1.5 out of 5. I wasn't even impressed by that match whatsoever. Pretty dull and boring match. But then we had the main event. Now, this United States Championship title match between John Cena and Seth Rollins, I have to say, was probably the best match John Cena and Seth Rollins has ever had against each other. 2, there was no outside interferences. Seth Rollins looked like a fucking awesome wrestler in this match. He didn't run away. He didn't act scared. He didn't try to play like a wimpy champion. He fought to the best he could against John Cena in the storyline match. Okay, they did an outstanding story. That move that Seth Rollins performed on John Cena to break his nose was probably the biggest thing. Actually, it was the biggest thing that made this match even greater than the match itself was already. So, I mean, with that knee that he gave John Cena in that Muay Thai move type thing, like UFC type stuff, and he kneed him in the nose, I couldn't believe he was bleeding all over the place like a leaking faucet. It was pretty shocking, surprising. I thought they were going to, for the first time ever, cancel the match because of John Cena having such a severely broken nose that he couldn't compete for the rest of the time being. He looked like he was in a war, really, to be honest with you guys. So, if anyone says that John Cena sucks, you're all fucking cracked, okay? This guy has got guts. I'm surprised he didn't blow his nose and one of his eyeballs didn't swell up. This guy put on a hell of a match. He started from beginning to end, and with the busted up nose, he still fought. And I was super impressed by this match. Felt like I was watching a World Heavyweight Championship match, even though it was for the United States title. And I just have to say one thing to the WWE's writers or what have you, or even John Cena and Seth Rollins themselves. Thank you very much for putting on such a great performance in that match. I was very impressed, and I give that match a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I don't want to, oversay that, it was a 5 out of 5 stars. Maybe it wasn't the absolute perfect match, but it was pretty damn close. Now, if it was for the WWE World Heavyweight title and they did this, I would have said 5 out of 5 stars, because this was fucking unreal. Especially on a Monday Night Raw episode, for them to put on such a classic match like this, I was very, very impressed. John Cena walked away victorious with Seth Rollins tapping out. And even though Seth Rollins tapped out, he did not look bad in this match. I mean, granted, he's a guy you would picture tapping out. Kevin Owens should have never tapped out to John Cena, because Kevin Owens doesn't look like the type of guy, or you would want to project to be the type of guy that would tap out. Kevin Owens has got the kind of look that makes you think that he ain't a guy that would tap out to anybody. He'd fight till the bitter end. That's why he goes by he's got that gimmick phrase, fight Owens fight. So you would think that he wouldn't ever tap out to a move like that. But, getting off topic here, Seth Rollins performed very well. John Cena was excellent. Both of them were awesome in this match. And I give props to John Cena, man, to continue to compete in that match with a broken nose like that, where he could have, died possibly, or suffered major health issues. I gotta give him credit. He's got some balls. But overall, this show, pay-per-view, this show was really good. It was as good as last week's. I just have to say that much. It kept me intrigued. There were some moments here and there that wasn't all that great, but with all the bad, there was more good. And I'm very happy and pleased for the last 2 weeks since after Battleground, how well they've been putting this show together. Storylines seem a little bit better in some points and segments, and in some matches there's not a whole lot of good build-up. This Brock Lesnar Undertaker, it's got the proper build-up for the SummerSlam match, but they're just not, with them being two part-timers and not showing up week after week to build up even more and more of a storyline, kind of leaves it, hanging, I guess you could say, or not as impressive as it could be if they were both there every single week on a Monday Night Raw. But I definitely am looking forward to the SummerSlam. Again, 4 hours. Very impressed why they would go. Very impressed for them to go with this. So really, I can't wait to see this. I hope it turns out as good as WrestleMania 31 or even better. But at this time, leave those comments and opinions down below on this video. I'll get back to you on them. And thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget, you know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button and have a great day. Bye.